Welcome to this opportunity to hear from Rolls-Royce about their recruitment and selection process. If you watch this video, you will actually find out some really good tips on what Rolls-Royce are actually looking for from their prospective employees, and you may be able to get ahead of the pack by finding out about the activities that you will be doing. I'd like to hand over to the two Rolls-Royce members who I have with me at the moment, Nicola Swanee and Stella Mosley, and they'll introduce themselves. We'll go over to Nicola first.
Hello there, I'm Nicola Swanee, Education Outreach Manager at Rolls-Royce. So we are a cornerstone employer in Derby and in the region, and we're very keen to encourage young people to look into job opportunities at Rolls-Royce. We do a lot of education outreach, and we'll hear more about that later. But we're really keen to inspire young people locally to come into us as future scientists and engineers, and look forward to supporting this session.
Lovely. And Stella?
Hi, my name is Stella Mosley. I'm the campus recruiter at Rolls-Royce. We're really keen for young people from the Derby area to be applying for Rolls-Royce opportunities, and hopefully today we'll be able to give you some tips on what to look for.
Thank you, thank you. And obviously for those of you who are watching, you can realise that we're all recording this separately from home. We are embracing this new technology. So what's going to happen, I'm going to ask some pre-prepared questions, and Stella, as one of the main recruiters within Rolls-Royce, will answer the questions, and Nicola will then contribute when appropriate. So then, Stella, are we ready?
Yes, we are.
Yeah. Okay. Right, question number one. I am interested in a Rolls-Royce apprenticeship. What is the application process, and what are the key timings that I need to be aware of?
Thank you for that question, Jackie. So our assessment process is first come, first served. So we appoint as we assess. So it's important that you don't wait when you see the application window open. So usually the application window opens around October time, and it will stay open to around December. Like we say, that once we've got enough applications, the window will close. So my first bit of advice is to apply as soon as you can. And I suppose you think about, how can I apply? Well, the thing is that we do it all online. So you do an application online, and it's one application per cycle. And all candidates go through the same process. So once you've done your application online, and we can go into more detail about that in a minute, is then you would do your stage 2, which is an online assessment. So we would look at your online application, ensure that you've got the right entry requirements, and would send you a link for you to complete the online assessment, and you have 10 days to complete this stage. And we can go through all the different stages on the online assessment in a bit, really. Once you've then completed the online assessment, you'll get an email coming up saying, congratulations, you have now passed your online assessment. And at that stage, that's where then there's a real look and reviewing at your application, your CV, and we're sifting to consider whether that you could come along to our assessment centre. And the assessment centres include group exercises, face-to-face interviews, and presentations.
Wow.
And then yes, and then hopefully the outcome is that you will actually get a place at Rolls-Royce.
Real. Stella, you mentioned about a cycle. Is more than one application windows with Rolls-Royce, or is it just one per year?
There isn't, no. So there is just that one per year. So we usually open it around October time. And what we'll do is that I always send a message out to the schools, and we'll make sure that we get it onto the Careers Derby website as well. So as you know, soon as the application window opens. And then it's about getting that application in. It's not waiting and thinking, well, I'll do that in a couple of months' time, because you may miss that opportunity. So It's about, once you see the application window open, you can then start preparing your application to get it in on time.
Yeah. So where will the apprenticeship opportunities be advertised? Is it just on the company website, or will it also be on the National Apprenticeship Service website?
So all our apprenticeship vacancies will be advertised on the Rolls-Royce website, and also on the National Apprenticeship Service website as well. So if you've already signed up for the National Apprenticeship website and you've got the alerts set up on that, then you'll also be let know when the application window is open.
Real.
So basically you need to be planning about a year in advance. So if you're thinking about applying for an apprenticeship with us that would start in September 2021, you will need to be applying in this autumn term. And as Stella says, we're usually open in Derby for applications at around October time. But we do have a fantastic careers website that is available for you to have a look at. And the web address is rollsroyce.com/careers. And then within the careers section, there's lots of information on our application process. There's really nice case studies and videos about our current apprentices, degree apprentices. And there's also a huge section on STEM resources, which has some really nice interactive activities for you to get involved in. The other thing you can do, which I think will also give you a real insight into the company, is to follow Rolls-Royce on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and you'll get some really good insights into our press releases, our current business updates, and you'll be able to perhaps draw on that if you come in for an assessment centre, because you'll have knowledge about the wider business context of Rolls-Royce, and you can learn about all of the company's activities around the world.
So Stella, what information should an applicant include in their application form?
Yeah, so when you're looking at your application form, there's certain tips that I think is so essential. So the first thing is to check your information. Make sure your name, your contact details, your email address are correct. Because the thing is, when we want to try and contact a candidate, we'll be using that email address or we'll be using that mobile phone number. So it's really important that they are correct. With education, it's really important that we see what particular grade you're going to be getting, because there is a requirement of certain grades that you need for the programs. So we need to be seeing that in your CV. Also, it's important to highlight what skills you've got. We want to see what you've developed during your time. So is it that you've got IT training skills, or is it that you've got an extra language, or you're doing extracurricular activities? That's where you can bring that out into it. So is it that you've done the Duke of Edinburgh? Have you been part of sports clubs? So again, it's all those skills and those qualities that we need to see in your application. And also, don't think, especially like with this COVID situation that we're in at the moment, that you can't bring out some of those skills that you've developed. So think about, your time management skills. You've had to study at home and you've had to be able to put that time in. And also you've had to manage your time better. So think about all those skills that you've developed. And then the last part is about your work experience. We need to see that you've either done some voluntary roles, or you've tried different things out, or you've done work experience at school.
Okay. Can I just say on the previous point, I just wanted to add that, completely agree with what Stella says. Use this time in COVID, if you've had caring responsibilities, if you've, changed how you work, you manage your time better, do use that in your evidence. And absolutely, we want to know, yes, about the academic achievements and your predicted grades, but also about things like if you've been doing guides or scouts or sporting achievement or caring responsibilities in your home. That is so important, because there's such a competition for Rolls-Royce places, and we really want to encourage more Derby children to be successful in their applications, but you've got to stand out from the crowd. So you've really got to think about how you can sell yourself and all the experiences that you've got, and maybe talk to some other people, get some advice and guidance from your teachers, your family as well, just to help you to make the best of your application that it can possibly be.
Definitely. And I think also it's about, we want to see that passion coming across, don't we, Nicola?
Absolutely.
So it's about that you've researched into Rolls-Royce, you know about what projects that we're doing, and about our new innovations to do with electrification, digitalisation, so you're bringing that out in your application and also on your assessment centre day.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And remember, I talked about looking at the website before and Twitter and things like that. We are going into a fantastic new area of innovation in flight. And in fact, this autumn, we're going to be trying to break the world speed record for an all-electric aircraft. And we're hoping to reach over 300 miles per hour. And that'll be happening, that'll be on the news when we're successful. And it's a really exciting project that is a plane that is totally zero emissions. So, lots of exciting exciting new innovations. If you have a look at our website, you can see press releases about that. You can see Twitter, information, and that will just give you the edge when you're able to come and talk to what you know about the company, and it shows your enthusiasm and passion for engineering, which is what we're looking for.
Because the thing is, we're not expecting you to know everything as soon as you walk in the door, because the whole idea is that we are training you up, but we can't instill that passion into you. So that is something that we need to see.
Yeah, okay. So I think students will be aware that you do run assessment centres.
Yes, that's right.
Some, it is likely to be their first experience of an assessment centre. So would you be able to just explain, outline what an assessment centre is, and if there's the option for them to have some sort of practice session beforehand, what things do they need to be aware of?
Right, so thank you for that, Jackie. So the assessment centre day can include a practical test. So this is designed to assess for you to follow instructions, okay? It can also include a group exercise, and this is usually quite a lot of fun, and you usually enjoy it, and it's usually at the end of the day. But what we want to see is that how you participate in a group activity, and we can really observe of how you work with others in a team environment. And like we say to everybody, it's not about actually achieving the task, it's about seeing how you all work together and how you get to that end solution. The other part is that you have a motivational interview. And this is where we'd like to know more about your achievements and what motivates you, why you want to work for Rolls-Royce. We'll think about how you've designed or planned something, and be prepared to talk to us through what you did and the skills you learned. And then the last part is around a technical interview. And this is where we'd like to gain an understanding how well you are able to learn and understand information that relates to our business. We're also interested in your understanding of Rolls-Royce and the different sectors in which we operate. So when you are invited for assessment centre, we don't expect you to come in completely blind with it. We would actually be sending you lots of information for you to read up on, so that you're able to answer some of the questions in the technical interview.
Oh, that's good. What happens if the young person or potential applicant has got a special requirement?
Yeah, so if a candidate has got special requirements, what we ask the candidate to do, and this is before the assessment centre day, so this goes back to the online assessment, is that for the candidate to contact us so we can put reasonable adjustments in place. Okay. Because the thing is, we want to get the best out of that young person. Yeah. And we want them to feel at ease and to feel comfortable with the whole situation. Yeah. So we would share the issues or the reasonable adjustments we put into place with the people that would need to support you, but nobody else. So it would remain confidential.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
That's really good, Stella. Yeah, I was just going to say that just a reminder, really, as Stella says, to do your best at the assessment centre, but also to be yourself. So your group exercise, don't think that you have to always be talking. Don't think that, that you need to dominate the discussion. Actually, no, it's important to let everyone speak and to really act in a way that is true to your values, because that's how we can then assess who you are as an individual. I know it's going to be probably quite nerve-wracking, but it's about thinking how to get the best out of yourself, to how to get the best out of that team environment, and hopefully, as Stella says, it will be a fun activity as well.
Yeah, well, actually, a little bird does tell me that you do some sort of WhatsApp style situation judgment exercise.
We do, yes. So that's actually to do with the so after you've done your online application, you are then sent a link to be able to then do your online assessments. And one of them does actually involve like a WhatsApp style kind of task. So what it does, it sends you lots of different messages and you have to prioritize them and actually to work out how you would answer them. And the thing is, it's not about how do you think that, how do you think Rolls-Royce want me to answer it? We want to see you, and we want to see how you would respond to those questions.
All right, okay. Now you've explained already the key elements of an assessment centre, the likely tasks that a young person may do. have things changed as a result of COVID?
So at the moment, we are reviewing as we go on, really. So that is something that we'll be looking at in the future months, about deciding whether it is going to be a face-to-face assessment centre or whether if it'll go on to virtual. So that is something that we are looking at all the time.
Okay, all right, that's brilliant. And then once the young people have done the assessment centre, how soon do they hear back if they've been successful?
Well, yeah, so if you've been successful or not successful, you find out in about 48 hours. So it's a very quick turnaround.
Yes.
And the thing is, it's about that we want to give you full feedback. So we'll give you feedback if you have got fantastically got a place, or if you haven't, we'll give you feedback on what areas do we need to look at to improve on for next time.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, we have had quite a lot of apprentices that have come along and not been successful. However, have applied again the year after and then have got a place on the programme. So it is about is using your experiences all the time.
Yeah, okay, that's brilliant, is that? Yeah.
Right, and sorry, Jackie, just to add to that, we've also had people who've applied for the advanced apprenticeship after GCSE and perhaps not been successful for that, but then they've gone on to do A-levels and then they've applied for a degree apprenticeship and then they've been successful there. And I think you're going to go into degree apprenticeships, aren't you, Stella? But I think it's really important to sell them because they are an opportunity to gain a degree whilst working at Rolls-Royce, and all of the fees associated with the degree are paid for by the company, and then you go into university either one day a week or for 1 week per month during the course time. So that gives you an opportunity to study for your degree, but you're also working, you're earning a salary, you've got no debts. So it really is a fantastic programme. And we offer those degree apprenticeships every year at Rolls-Royce in different disciplines. But do look into that if you're not aware of that, because it is a really good, viable
It's a great opportunity, definitely.
Alternative to university.
Yeah, no, it sounds brilliant, does that? It does. Now, we're getting near to the end now, and I think, Nicola, you earlier on mentioned about the importance of actually being aware of what Rolls-Royce does and looking at the websites and following them. But you also said, obviously, part of your role is to ensure that Rolls-Royce is actively involved in schools. So what sort of outreach do you do in schools? And, so what should students look to get involved in at school?
Yeah, thanks, Jackie. So as I said before, we're really keen to work with Derby schools, and we really want to encourage applications into our recruitment programmes from young people across the city. So we work with a whole range of schools across the city and a whole range of organisations. We provide workshops, work experience, the Young Apprenticeship Programme. We work with Learn by Design in EDT and the CEC to provide a lot of activities in school and competitions, and we also support the Derby Opportunity Area and Careers Derby. So probably your school is already getting involved in activities, STEM activities, hands-on workshops, the Big Bang Fair, activities supporting careers fairs, assemblies, and opportunities to improve your CV and do mock interviews. So we work with E4E as well. So a whole host of activities focused on making sure your applications are the best they can be for your future career, but also making science and tech fun and looking at the digital side of things and electrification, because we need young people who are interested in STEM but also understand all of the different aspects where digital is so important now in industry, to be able to understand data, understand coding and robotics. And we've got some outreach activities that make that fun and bring that into your school using robots, etc. We also want people to understand the importance of electronics and electrification, because that's going to be the way our company is going in the future as well. Yeah. So have a chat to your teachers. They can get involved with us at Rolls-Royce, drop me a line, and we're happy to support. Obviously, it's a little bit difficult at the moment because we normally do physical outreach. That's how we like to go into schools, and schools come to visits to Rolls-Royce sites as well. We've had to stop all of that, obviously, because of COVID, but we're now looking at supporting you in a digital way. looking at digital first. So this recording is a great example of that. We're hoping to do many more. We're getting our STEM ambassadors, who are individuals who were like you originally. They were in school, college, university, then they come to us to work, but they want to now work with schools to put something back into the community. And they have been recording little stories and information about their own career as well, to give you some ideas and insights. And we're doing more of that over time. So if we can't come into the school, at least you'll be able to have a look at what we do through a virtual format. That's
brilliant. Thank you, Nick. That's much appreciated. Right, so if any of you are interested in applying for the Rolls-Royce apprenticeship scheme, you know, bear in mind all the top tips that you've just been given, but there will be another video that Stella's kindly going to do that will be available on the YouTube channel, very much about the actual apprenticeship programs and the different ones that are available. And so before we go, have you got just one last tip, both of you, for anybody who's looking to apply for a Rolls-Royce apprenticeship? So I'll go to you, Stella.
So my top tip is go for it. You know, the thing is about, you might think, oh, I don't know if I can do it, but it's just about go for it. So research, get the evidence, and then apply.
Brilliant, thank you. And Nicola?
Yeah, very similar really. You know, we want to get more diverse people into STEM. We want to see your passion and your enthusiasm. So do your research, show us what you can do, and really set your sights high, and we'll be delighted to hear from you.
That's lovely. Well, thank you very much, both of you, for all those brilliant insights and guidance. I'm sure it'd be really, really valuable.